Season 2, Episode 6. Speak Your Truth has all the feels.
Hey, hey. Tinashe, DJ Cassidy, drop that beat. What you gonna do when you get out of here? I'm gonna have some fun.
Expect more and pay less this week from Target. Today's episode of the Keep It 100 Girl Show is brought to you by Target. Come on, people, who doesn't shop at Target? Target's got it all on sale this week, and there's something for everybody to save. So here's a roundup of your Target deals. Get a $40 gift card when you spend $200. If you're expecting a baby and you're in need of nursery furniture, Target is the place. This sale is valid until January 27th. The key is 30% off. Target is offering 30% off furniture, 30% off kids' home furniture. And look, lastly, if you're into all these devices, home devices, Google devices, you can save up to $50 with Target. And it's all going on from January 21 through to the 27th. Head on over to the Keep It 100 Girl podcast.com or check your show notes right there on your phone for the Target shopping link.
Nina is the host of the Keep It 100 Girl Show. Keep It 100 means keeping the conversation real and true with no filters. She wants to be that positive influence in your life. Nina helps people who want to learn how to do it with confidence. Her episodes are directed to the uninformed girl and guy.
Who didn't have tears of joy streaming down from their eyes a few weeks ago? Well, look, then you missed the biggest feel for 2018. Whether you are an Oprah fan or not, the Speak Your Truth speech gave me and everyone else hope that no matter where I come from or who I am, it's important for me and you to speak your truth, whether it's in my podcast, my personal or professional life. Oprah is the only reason I partially sat through this whole Golden Globes show, knowing that a powerhouse speech awaited, and much less a well-deserved award for Oprah. You don't understand. I grew up with this woman. I love this woman and everything she represents. I learned so much and continue to learn. But it goes without saying that she has graced her presence in everybody's kitchen, living room, bedroom, and now even mobile device at one point in their life. So when she speaks, trust me, people listen. Her words moved us to tears, as they have many times in many years that we've listened to her speak. And when Oprah speaks, women listen. And some of you men out there too. We listen to her truth. Words that touch our cores and just wake up our spirits. So this is just kind of a fun but short reminder to start your week, your hump day, your month, whenever you tune into this episode, because I want you to feel reborn just by listening to your every word. And secondly, she had me feeling so proud that I want to extend and pass that positivity on this podcast episode. I want you to experience the tingles and the butterflies. And I want you to have a renewed sense of inspiration, just like I experienced after hearing her speech. Like, I had more pep in my step. I felt like I had hope. I had motivation that was missing. Oprah, thank you for really speaking on behalf of all of us women who either have been attacked, harassed, underpaid, and sexually just held hostage at our jobs for one reason or another, because we couldn't leave, because we had a family to support, we needed the money, we had bills to pay. You are an inspiration to us all. And thank you for representing us and so many different points of view. So you don't enjoy going to the supermarket or the stores generally. Well, so do I. And if your grocery bill normally exceeds $40 and you don't live near a supermarket, Amazon Fresh is a smart money-saving option. And here's why. Especially if you're an Amazon Prime member. Amazon Fresh is a grocery delivery and pickup service available exclusively to Amazon Prime members in select U.S. cities. Prime members can get the benefits of Amazon Fresh for an additional monthly membership fee of $14.99. And if you're a non-Prime member, it's available to you too. But you just have to go through the free trial and then simultaneously sign up for the Amazon Prime free trial. Okay? Prime members that live in London, Tokyo, Berlin, Hamburg, and Munich, hey, it's available to you, this whole Amazon Fresh thing. And you know what? It's soon to launch in Australia, where you can shop for groceries, everyday essentials, favorites from local shops and restaurants, and even more. Amazon Fresh offers delivery, unattended delivery, and pickup options in select U.S. cities in the U.S. So if you're one of them, check it out. You could head on over to keepit100girl.com or the show notes and just click on the link to investigate or even try the free membership. So there are many takeaways from the Speak Your Truth speech. Number one, and what I practice and preach on my podcast, is we need to practice having our voice. Never, ever feel bad if you speak in truth. This is a place that most of us are coming from. We feel bad or embarrassed until one person steps forward with a relatable personal story. And so we're seeing that with the whole Me Too movement, right? But I think in general, like Me Too aside, this is just a good best practice to have. It's because once you speak your truth, there's no turning back. You can keep it moving. Number two, you see, Oprah is always uplifting and inspiring and has gotten me through so many rough times in my life. So that alone is a main takeaway from the Speak Your Truth speech. Another takeaway is she made me feel like I have a voice, a story to tell. And, you know, she's always been a voice of the voiceless. So one importance of women speaking their truth is, what I know for sure is that speaking your truth is powerful. And it's something embedded in all of us. And I'm especially proud and inspired by all the women who have felt strong enough and empowered enough to speak up and share their personal stories. Even on this podcast, it takes courage, people. And I think the more we storytell and share, we don't have those personal hang-ups anymore. Next, it's hope, man. Oprah's interviewed people who've withstood some of the ugliest things in life that could throw at you. And I think I've interviewed people in embarrassing situations, ugly things that life throws at them as well. But what do? You turn a negative into a positive. And I really want to continue to show your stories in that light. Because this month marks a new year. Different me theme on my podcast. So you're going to hear defining stories and how people became centered, right? I've always focused on these embarrassing moments, how they turned themselves around. But then the next phase or the sequel is how they became centered in their truths or practicing and acknowledging their truths. The next takeaway, number 5, telling the world your truth is so important, even if it makes you squirm, the world squirm. That's part of unleashing your fears and putting yourself out there. Speak your truth, encourage it, and speak it loudly. I think the biggest fear of speaking your truth too is being called a liar. You know, people doubting you, that what you're saying doesn't make sense, can't be true. No, that person is not capable. And for me, it's really important, or it's my passion, is to be that voice for someone who's too afraid to speak, especially for people that are being bullied. I mean, that's the sad truth. So if it made us feel, and when we feel, people, we never forget. So it's important to connect with how speaking your truth makes you feel.
You know, speaking your truth is to be able to listen to your gut and when something doesn't sit well with you. And if you cannot relate to that feeling, well, just imagine you order something from a restaurant and you think it tastes one way, but then to your disappointment, it tastes another way. And as it's going down, you're like, I don't like this. I don't like how it tastes. I don't like the texture. I mean, we've all been there. We've all had an experience of a food we don't like. Well, the same applies whether it's a person, place, or thing. If you get that same knot in your stomach, that twisted feeling, that, you know, it just feels like it's being screwed in from all sides, that's it. That is how you learn to speak your truth, because when it doesn't feel right inside, you need to relay that and then take it a step further. So, you know, I've been talking about fear setting, right? If you've been listening to 2018 episodes. And I want to go out like this with at least January. And that's with what fears give you that same sweaty feeling in your hands, make you nervous, make you squirm. Because that speaks to the truth of who you are, or who you are failing to become because you're ignoring the signs, you're in denial. So I want you to reach down and see what gives you anxiety. If it's him, if it's her, then you need to speak your truth with your feelings. If it's your mother, if it's your father or some relative, you need to speak your truth with what's sitting with you and why you don't like something, why you don't like the way they say something. You need to tell them. They're not mind readers. Nobody is a mind reader. You need to speak your truth. You need to do it verbally. And if you can't do it verbally, do it in a note, do it in a card, and do not do it electronically. Text, email. It doesn't work that way because it loses the essence of speaking your truth. So all I have to say is this, is for us to get centered. We're moving into Love Month, and it's all about self-love, giving love, and overcoming from the heartache and love that we experienced last year, right? Because, you know, we talk about embarrassment, we talk about those moments that made us uncomfortable, unwillingly uncomfortable. But what I'm asking you for 2018 is these fears, you know them. You know what makes you uncomfortable. And I think you'll get even bigger pleasure with overcoming those fears this year. You're already at month number 2 out of 2018. Don't let 10 more months go without you overcoming at least 3 fears. So what I want you to do, I want you to give me a shout out and let me know what fears you plan to overcome in 2018.
And that wraps up another episode of the Keep It 100 Girls Show. Your go-to girlfriend is here to empower you every day, every week to level up your self-confidence in 2018 so that you guys realize your worth. You celebrate that embarrassment, you get centered in your truth, and you keep it moving. Those life lessons that made you self-check yourself are going to transition and transcend you to the next level. Remember, Nina keeps it real and true. She keeps it 100. Girl, that's right. No filters, no judgment, just real advice. Tune into a future episode where I'm going to be talking about vision boarding your relationships. And I'm going to give you the real on a different angle of self-love. In fact, maybe I'll make that a February Love Month episode. How do you guys feel about that? Don't forget to review the show on iTunes. Nina relies on it a whole lot because it helps me stand out from the crowd, and it helps women and you men listening understand each other better. Search for the Keep It 100 Girl on your phone on iTunes by clicking that purple podcast icon, select review, click 5 stars, enter the subject title, your review, and press submit. And that's it. Look, Nina keeps it real. She keeps it true. Smooches!